Right, so somebody just sent a message. It's N capital NUFC 2412, and they've just turned round and said about work, getting a job. Now, there's somebody in my street who did work up until last year. I was chatting to them as they were at the bus stop. They had a couple of bags from the local shop in the next village. And we're chatting away. Well, I waited for the bus to come for her. And what she said to us was this. She said, I've got 2 jobs. And I went, that must be hard. She went, it is. She went, I've got 2 jobs which are minimum wage. And as we were talking, she turned around and she said that one of the jobs was a cleaner and the other one was a carer, caring for people in a home. And as we were waiting for the bus, which did come, she was talking about the fact that coming weekend, well, it is the weekend, it's Saturday, right? She turned around and she said, when it came towards the weekend, she was always knackered. Now, I knew all about being knackered because obviously when you're driving a bus, which was my last employment, I would do long shifts. I'd do 6 days a week. Sometimes, not all the time, because you're not allowed to. Sometimes I would do 7 days. And you're like a zombie after it. And what you think is, oh, just think of the pay. And for years and years I thought that when I was on the buses. But it's not you that actually gets the pay. It's the tax man. And this lass, she's making a rollie while we're talking. And she turned around and she said she'd left school with no qualifications. And she hadn't gone to college or anything like that. She's been a cleaner. And basically, because her rent had gone up, she had to take on a second job. And she was going through training. NVQ, I think it was. Now in NVQ, I did that on the buses. I had to ask for it just after I joined the buses, because I was told about it in Sunderland HQ. After so many months of being at work, you'd have to do an NVQ, and after 6 months of passing and being out on the road, I had to ask about this extra training. And I was one of the very last in my job to get that, because modern bus drivers today, they don't get that. Modern bus drivers today get to drive an automatic when they're doing their tests. I didn't. I was manual. And there's a difference between the two. Because when you're driving a coach, you've got gears here. When you're driving an automatic, you've got two pedals and you've got a selector. That easy. So that's the difference. Now, this person who I was standing at the bus stop chatting to was on about how tired they are. And I saw them the other day when I went to the doctor's, pick me prescription up. And they looked absolutely zonked. Now, many of you have turned round and said about any job, cleaning the streets, shop work, stuff like that. Well, here's the thing for you. You need to prove to any employer, no matter who it is, you're fit and healthy to do what it says on the job description. Now, like Mike said to me, Mike is my physiotherapist, and he drew it on a board. He's got a green board in his office, and he drew the top of the shoulder here and the top of the shoulder here. It's like a lip. And what he said was, when the damage was done, there's a growth right here. And that growth is what causes that stabbing pain. Now, this morning, I was over at the post office this morning, and I said to the lad, I need to take a picture before you put the letter in the bag for the van to come and pick it up. He went, okay. So he stood there like that with a letter in his hand so I could take the picture. I took 2 pictures of each letter, and I took a few pictures of, because it was a co-op I was in, which has a post office attached. So the PIP, Personal Independent Payment Form, is in the postal system now. The UC50, which is capability for work-related activities, is in the postal system now. So I've done my part. Now, getting back to where I was. I did a video levelling up government funding. I did that to show you the process. They send me the letter. All I've got to do is sign that letter and date that letter. That's it. And that's why I did the video, the short video, to show you out there in YouTube land each and every step along the way. But you still whinge, you still complain. One of you wants to have Eddie Howe sacked. in the centre circle. One of you claims he's an elite businessman. Well, as I said to you all the other day, unless you go into likes of Morrison's, Asda, Tesco's, and you purchase a lottery ticket, okay, or one of the large scratch cards, you know, the high value scratch cards, your life on YouTube is not going to change. That's the honest answer. You know, there's no sugarcoating it, unless when you buy that ticket, those numbers come up on the television to say, congratulations, you have just won an immense amount of money. Or when you're scratching the card and it says, wow, you have just won, what, 100,000 or even more. And that's the point. You see, all YouTube does is it is a platform where I can pick up a guitar that's sitting right in front of us. There we go. It ain't CGI. Look. Not CGI. Like some of you think that plant behind us. Some of you think the golf clubs, which I haven't touched since 2017. That's all CGI. It's CGI to you. Now getting back to this about the job, right? I created 9 smart contracts, ERC20s. And it's now up to NBV to provide the help to get them done. Once that's done, I can then turn around and say, in my journal, on Universal Credit, I'm now finished, signed off, end. And then I'll live on the smart contracts, which means what I'm going to have to do is, as the money comes in from the smart contracts, I have to convert it to USDT, Tether, and from Tether I have to convert it back to GBP to spend. Now if you don't understand what I'm saying, that's your problem. It ain't mine. So the thing is, this YouTube channel, between now and August the 16th, will carry on documenting each change as it happens. It'll document when I am called to be assessed by the UC50. It will also document the call which I get from PIP, because PIP has both numbers. Now earlier I said about peeing in the wind. If you want to stand in a gale force wind and relieve yourself and get wet, be my guest. Me, I'm going to turn round so that it goes the other way. But if you want to stand in there and get wet, that's up to you. All I can do, and all I will continue doing, is document each step of the way, as I did with the NFTs on OpenSea, which, like I say, the job centre knows about. The job centre knows everything. Because if they know everything, nothing can trip us up. And that's the point. Like the UC50, which went in the post today. The PIP, which went into the post today. I mean, I always said to us, tell the truth. Be honest. Stick your hand up if you've done something wrong. Own up to it. Move on. And in both forms is the registration of the car that's outside. It's got the registration number on both forms, so they can ring up or type it into their system, government systems, and see the MOT failed. And it still failed. I'm just paying the tax, so it doesn't get scrapped. Because my brother said, if you scrap it, you're wasting your money. Nobody wants to waste money. However, living in a village, I didn't have much of a choice. So we'll see what happens with NBV in this next week, and I'll do more videos to inform you out there. If you don't want to believe, there's plenty of other YouTube channels to watch. Because after tomorrow, there's no more football until August. You can't count the European Championships because it's being played in a different country. So wishing you all a fantastic Saturday night. And just remember, it's my channel. What I do on my channel, I'm sharing with you. Now, if you don't want to believe what you're saying on camera, so that's your problem. It ain't mine. Anyway, enough waffle. So NUFC 2412, you have a choice. Believe what you see on film, on video, on YouTube, or watch another YouTube channel. Dead simple. Thank you.